I've been creating social media content on learning piano for almost 2 years now. And during this time, I have learned a lot of lessons about the nature and the process of creativity. Today, I'd like to try something different and share a bit about what I've learned about creativity just through all of this content creation that I think are really applicable to people who are interested in learning how to be creative at their pianos. So if that sounds good to you, let's get started. Lesson number one is that you will never run out of ideas if you start writing them down and taking them seriously. This was one of my biggest concerns in starting a YouTube channel, was that I felt myself having like maybe 4 or 5 things that I thought I could talk about, but I could not imagine how I would be able to keep up an entire social media channel on my own. I'm so grateful that I pressed through and tried this anyways, because what I found was that when I expressed the things that I felt like expressing, I started discovering new things that I also wanted to communicate. And this continual process of sharing my ideas and bubbling up with new ones has lasted me for the last 2 years on social media. And I'm also finding that this process of writing down my ideas and having new ideas show up is also applying to my experience in writing piano music. I often go through the day with ideas of music that I would like to write down, but I never do. I never used to anyways, because I was almost afraid of letting them go because I was afraid that that was all I had. But the truth of it is that when you start writing down your ideas, you clear the way for more ideas to come to you. But you're never going to experience or witness these new ideas if you don't get rid of the first layer first. So my encouragement to you is, if you do have ideas floating around in your head or in your heart, to please take them seriously, try to jot them down, make way for the new ideas to bubble up because they are there. Lesson number 2 is that you are going to find out more about yourself the more that you follow your bliss. This is a lesson I did not expect when I started this YouTube channel. I did not expect that creating a YouTube channel was going to help me learn more about myself. And yet this was the case. One of the great things about having your own YouTube channel is that you get to talk about whatever it is that you want to. And the people who happen across your social media channel, if they align with what you're saying, they can stick around. And if they don't align with what you're saying, they don't have to stick around. And so having a YouTube channel, I didn't expect this, but it ended up being like a playground for me to practice communicating the things that were really important to me. And it also gave me an opportunity to pursue the things that really interested me, the things that really brought me joy. And one of the surprising consequences of this was that as I started communicating the things that brought me joy, I started unearthing other things that also brought me joy. It's like the same process that I just described in lesson number 1. Once I cleared off the first layer and got those ideas out into the public, new ideas started coming up, and the exact same thing happened with my joy. Once I cleared off the first layer of things that brought me joy, new things that brought me joy would bubble up, and these were things that I did not expect. And I truly feel that over the last 2 years of creating YouTube content and generally social media content, I have learned more about the things that really light me up, the things that really bring me joy, than I ever knew before. I did not expect this in the process of content creation, but this really has been the case. And I can bring this back to the piano as well, because as I apply this lesson to my piano as well, I'm finding the same thing is happening. The more I'm letting myself experiment with musical ideas that bring me joy, I jot them down, I get them out of my head and onto paper, and then new ideas come up. And I'm finding out more things about what I enjoy musically than I ever did before when I was just keeping those ideas in my head. The third lesson I learned is that my creative ideas serve more as a journal of who I've been rather than a lasting testament to who I am. Now, let me unpack this a little bit because this was a really big learning for me. One of the key concerns that I had with starting a YouTube channel was that if I start sharing my ideas online, that they are going to be cemented into the world and they are going to last forever, and I'd better make sure that I know exactly what I'm talking about before I share these ideas, because these are going to stand as a lasting testament to who I am and what I believe as a person. But I'm so glad that I decided to take a leap of faith and just start expressing these ideas and putting them out into the world when I did, because now looking back, I'm seeing these collections of earlier videos as being like a time capsule of a very particular time in my life. And it's not so much that my ideas have changed over time, but my interests definitely have. And that's why I'm so grateful to have these older snapshots of where I was when I was beginning this channel, because I just have so much appreciation for the person that I was and what I was trying to do, and basically how I've grown as a result. And I also can see that no one single YouTube video or social media post really stands as an all-encompassing testament to who I am. It's these snapshots that I've generated week by week and month by month that grow into an overall catalog that generally show people who I am and what it is that I believe in. And I'm really happy that I've been able to get to a place where I'm not only satisfied, but also happy and proud of these smaller snapshots that I can put out from week to week, because it's really helped to relieve a lot of the pressure and perfectionism that I can sometimes struggle with when it comes to my own creativity. And of course, we can bring this lesson back to our pianos, because as I have learned to apply this lesson to my own musical creativity, I am much more accepting and proud of the smaller snapshots that I create when I'm at my piano, rather than waiting until I've found the big one, the one melody that is just going to absolutely communicate everything. I don't wait for that anymore. I start with wherever I am, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I want to communicate that particular day. And I capture that in a musical snapshot at my piano, and I record these snapshots. I keep them either in my computer or in my little book. And over time, I may not expand all of them into full song ideas, but over time, I have a collection of ideas that were my expressions in those months and years. And I'm so happy I have them. And it's true that some of these ideas can get expanded into larger songs, but they don't all have to. They don't all have to be masterpieces. It's enough for them to be snapshots of where I was that day. I still love them, and I'm still really grateful that I took the time to jot them down. So those are the three really big lessons that I've learned about creativity through my practice of creating social media. I hope that you can see yourself somewhere in these lessons as well, and that they help you on your own creativity journey. Thanks so much. Take care.